Hey YouTubers! So today is January 12th. So now I'm going to stick to the same color. So we're going to do our part to get started. And now, we're going to talk about what can you do when an employee is talking to you in a rude way and you didn't like how they was coming off. So now what can you do if an employee is being rude to you? So let's say you're the employees and you're being rude to them, and the customer was asking you what product is it, or do they have something, or so what say if the customer is nice and you came off rude to them, but you don't know why, and then they figured that what did the customer do that you was coming off rude to them, or what did the customer, or you can say what is it, or you was thinking like what did the customer do that you had to lash out, or you had to come off rude. So in this situation, when they ask for a certain item or a certain product, we always have to give them answers or give them respect, how to respond to their questions, because you never know what they can be asking for in a question, and consider customers. So even if it's nice customers or rude customers, you can't be rude back to the customers. Like, so now, let's say, because you don't want to escalate the situation or make the situation bigger than it has to be. So it says, what can you do if the employees are rude to you? It's kind of like back and forth, or so it's kind of like the same difference. So or you can say, so if the employees are rude to you, or if you're rude to the customers, then they can address the behaviors directly with the employee in a private conversation, or they might tell the manager that they was rude. So if the employees are rude to you, you can address the behavior directly with the employees in a private conversation. Document repeated instance of rudeness. Talk to your manager or HR department. Try to understand the cause of the behavior and set clear expectations for respectful workplace conduct. If the behavior persists, you may need to take further disciplinary actions depending on your company policy. So now if the employees are rude to the customers, they can address the behavior to the customer or to the manager or with the employee or you can provide clear feedback on expeditional behavior, or they can go to the address it to the HR, or they can report to the HR, which is how it is. So the HR department. So if so let's see what HR department is so you guys can get a feeling of what it is. So the HR or human resource is a department in a business that manage the employee's life cycle and the employee's benefits. So, employee life cycle. HR is responsible for recruiting, hiring, onboarding training, and firing employees. So that's what their jobs are as a human resources department. So that's what they do to be in charge of the that's what they do for HR is responsible for recruiting, hiring, onboarding, training, and firing employees. Employees benefits. HR administers employees benefit program including health plans, retirement planning, disability benefits, and employee assisted program. Employee relations. HR coordinates employees' relations activities and programs such as employee counseling, compliance. HR ensures that the company complies with all the applicational laws regarding hiring employee, including equal employment, harassment, discrimination, and workplace safety. Conflict resolution. HR mediates disputes between employees or takes care of disciplinary concerns. Communication. HR facilitates communication between employees and supervisors. HR primary goal is to support employees' recruitment, retention, engagement, and overall productively. HR professionalism help give a company structure and order and foster productively and organizational success. So that's what the HR department does to support the employee. So that's what it is, or what it's like to be in charge of, well, not in charge, but what it is to support the employees on what they do and how they engage the customers. Because you never know what could be happening in the job. So it says, what can the employees say to the customers and and a aggressive way. So, while it's strongly discouraged to respond aggressively, before we come back to this, so you're dealing with a rude customer and you're not sure, well, what to do, or if they give you a return product that they didn't like or they wasn't satisfied for. So the customer said, I didn't like this product, and 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 you said something that made it even worse. So the customer said, I didn't like this product, or the product didn't go well with my liking, or they didn't like the product. Let's say they didn't like the product, and you be like, so what's the big deal? It's just a product, so might as well just use it. So instead of you saying that, you can say, you can go to the return, or you can go to the person, or you can tell them to go to customer service to return the product. So the customer was nice to you, and then you be rude to them. So it says, so the customer was being nice and asking you for your service. So let's say you work 30 customers a day. So you work 30 customers, and your employees trying to figure out what. So let's say if they come back, let's say 30 customers came back with the return product, or if they had a problem or something, or a situation that they have with the product, and they didn't like the product, and it wasn't working the way it's supposed to. So, and you being rude back to the customer, and they didn't like how so now some of them is nice and some of them is rude. Yeah, so a customer is rude to you, saying that they didn't like the product, and you be rude back to them as an employee. So if you are rude back to a customer, it could lead to a negative escalation of the situation, potentially damaging your professional reputation, losing the customer, and even facing disciplinary action from your employer, as it is generally considered poor customer service practice to reciprocate rudeness. Instead, you should strive to de-escalate the situation with calm and professional response. So negative consequences of being rude back to a customer. Customer dissatisfaction and loss. The customer is likely to feel upset and take their business elsewhere, potentially leaving negative reviews or telling others about their bad experience. Damaging company reputation. A negative customer interaction can reflect poorly on the entire company, especially if it becomes public through social media or online reviews. Employee disciplinary actions. Most companies have policies against being rude to customers, which can result in warnings or even terminations for employees who engage in such behavior. Escalated conflict. Retali- retali- Retaliatory rudeness can further aggravate the situation, making it harder to resolve the issue. What to do instead? Stay calm and professional. Even if the customer is being rude, try to maintain a calm demeanor and use polite language. Listen actively. Try to understand the customer's concerns and address them directly. De-escalate the situation means help them with the situation, or see what their concerns are instead of getting upset, or try to make this in a more of a situation than it has to be. So de-escalate is you making a problem smaller. You're not making this any bigger than what it has to be. So de-escalate is the use of communication, or you're communicating with the customer. So de-escalate is to become less dangerous or difficult. So to decrease stress, you can calmly help them, or you could calmly say, I understand your frustrations, or let's see how we can resolve this together, or to diffuse tension. Seek help from a manager. If the situation is beyond your control, involve a supervisor to handle the issue. Because it's so many supervisors at the workplace that you can go to get help. So let's go back to the customers for a second. Before I let you know what can be aggressively said. So you're working at a job, and it's 30 customers that has a return product, and not a return product, but it's 30 customers that's asking you for something, that's asking you, do you have this, or do you have this product in a different color, or I have a problem with this product. So let's say you're an employee of the job, and there's 30 customers that's waiting to get their service. So they're all nice, they're all polite, and you just rude, and you just don't have this type of energy to deal with all these customers, because it's flying everywhere. So some employees will come off rude to them, because this is how they talk, or this is how they communicate. So while it's strongly discouraged to respond aggressively to customers in any professional setting, if an employee were to intentionally escalate a situation with an aggressive tone, they might say things like, well, that's your problem, not mine. If you don't like it, take it up with management. You clearly don't understand how this works. You're just being difficult. Or do you want to try arguing with someone who actually knows what they're doing? Or deliver with confrontational and dismissive attitude. So, so, so you're at a workplace. They ask you if they want something, or if they have this in a product, and they ask you, can you help them with something like a product or anything that they need help with, and you came off very aggressive towards them, and think, oh, whatever this person says, they're going to allow customers, well, whatever they say, they can do what they want, but the workplace doesn't allow it. So now what you want to remember, important points to remember, is always paralyze de-escalation. Respond with aggression would likely worsen the situation, and it could lead to serious consequences. Professionalism is the key. Even with dealing with difficult customers, maintaining a respectful and polite demeanor is critical. Seek a system if needed. If a customer is becoming verbally abusive or threatening, employees should immediately alert a manager or security personnel. So that way they'll help you. So now you dismiss 30 customers because you came off, because you didn't help them, and that's the part of the reason that the customers is upset, because you came off rude, and that's what we don't want to do. So yes. So it says, what can the customer say to the manager if the employees are rude? So if a customer is experiencing rudeness from an employee, they can tell the manager something like, "Excuse me, I would like to speak to the manager." So they might say, the employee at the cash register, or the employee was quite rude to me, and I felt very disrespected by their tone and behavior. So key points when addressing a manager about a rude employee: be specific. Clearly state what the employee did or said that was rude, including specific actions or phrases used. Remain calm. Even if you're upset, try to speak calmly and professionally to the manager. Focus on the behavior, not the person. Avoid personal attacks, and instead Describe the behavior that bother you. Share details if possible. Mention the time and the date of the incident, and it offers customers witness the interaction. Express your expectation. Express your expectations. Let the manager know what you would like to see happen as a result of your comment, such as an apology from the employee or a change in their behavior. So, example phrases. The cashier was very short with me and seemed annoyed when I asked a question. I felt like the employee's precision, or I felt like the employee was not listening to my concerns and was dismissive. I was treated rudely when I tried to return an item. I would appreciate if you could address the way the employee spoke to me, or employee's name spoke to me. So they might let them know, like, something that could have been done, or something that could have been done or could have been said. So they might say, I'd like to speak to a manager because the employee was rude to me just now, or I'm not happy with the way that the employees treated me. Can I speak to someone about this? Or they might say, I was really disappointed with how the employees handled my requests. They were very dismissive and helpful, and I felt like the employees was not listening to my concerns and spoke to me in a condescending tone. I would like to report that let's say the employee was rude and unprofessional when I asked about the product or service. So these are tips that they might say, or you might address to them, just in case if they was rude to you at a store, or at a fast food restaurant, or anywhere that you can go, or anywhere that you go, you always talk to the manager. So the manager might talk to the employee that's standing here that was going off at 30 other customers, and then at the end, the customer's not gonna respond to you because you came off rude and dismissive. So we want to watch the way that we communicate with them and how we treat them, because no matter what they're going through, we always gonna treat them with respect and have considerations for the customer. So now, once they told the manager might come over and say, can I talk to you for a second, or it's your Um, if is rude, so 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 if the employees like was rude to the to so the manager might say, well, might have some concerns. So they might say, can I talk to you for a second? Or they might call you over to talk to you. Because based on what they're so if they pull you over to talk to you, so if an employee is rude to a customer, a manager can say like, I need to speak with you privately about your recent interaction with a customer. Our company policy is always treat customers with respect and courtesy, and your behavior fell short or that expectation, we need to discuss how to improve your customer service skills to ensure that this doesn't happen again. Key points to include when addressing an employee about their rude customer service. Acknowledging the issue. Clearly state that you are aware of the complaint about their behavior towards a customer. Explain company policy. Remind them of the company's standards for customer service. Emphasizing the importance of politeness and respect. Focus on improvement. Instead of just criticizing, offer a plan for how they can improve their behavior, such as additional training or coaching. Be private. Have the conversation in a private setting to avoid embarrassing the employee. Document the incident. Keep a record of the conversation and any disciplinary actions taken. Depending on the severity of the situation, the manager might also issue a verbal meeting, a simple reminder to improve their behavior. So they might say, if the behavior continues, you'll lose your chance of working at this job. So they might say that, or they'll say, I'll fire you. So just saying. So it says provide additional training. Offer customer service training to help the employee develop better communication skills. Implement a performance improvement plan. Set specific goals and timelines for improvements with potential consequences if they are not met. Take disciplinary actions to extreme cases of repeated rude behavior. This includes suspension or termination. So, so these are many ways that you could take. So, or they might say, we need to talk about your behavior towards customer. So yes, if you're rude to the customers as an employee, a manager might say something like, we need to talk about behavior towards customers. It is important to maintain a professional and respectful demeanor at all times. And your recent interactions have fallen short of our expectations. We need you to actively listen to customers, address their concerns politely, and avoid using disrespectful language. So, key points to remember: direct and clear communication. Clearly state that the behavior is unacceptable and explain how it impacts the customer experience and business reputation. Focus on specific examples. Mention concrete instance of rude behavior to the rather than making general executions. Offer guidance and support. Explain how the employee can improve their customer service skills and other training opportunities if needed. Set expectations and consequences. Clearly outline the company policy on customer service and potentially consequences if the behavior continues. Possible phrases a manager might use: your tone with the customer was quite aggressive, or your tone with the customers was quite aggressive and it made them feel uncomfortable. We expect our staff to treat every customer with respect and courtesy regardless of the situation. Do you understand how your behavior can affect our business and Do you understand how your behavior can affect our business and customer loyalty? Please take a moment to reflect on your interactions with customers and make an effort to be more professional. If this behavior continues, we may need to take further disciplinary actions. So this can tell you that you can talk a little nicer to the customers and not discipline the customers and tell them how they should act or how they should feel, and be inconsiderate of the customers and not caring about their wants and needs, because that's really important to know their wants and needs. So you can't expect customers to know what to do if you don't help them. So now So now the rudeness has stopped, right? So you figure out a way to make it better for yourself to help the customers. So after the manager talked to you about your rude behavior, so now you're making the changes to be nice to all your customers. And so yeah, so once they talk to you, you should apologize and think about what you just said based on what was said based on what was said to you as an employee. So now after they talk to you, after the manager talked to you about your behavior changes, and you be more nicer to the customers. So it's good to have experience with the customers. So now so now so now you're working at a workplace and you're here to do a job. So now they ask you for something. And they ask you, can you help them with this, or can you get them, or can you or if they have a return product, and they ask you if they can help them, and then you say, sure, I can help you, or I'll show you where everything goes. So the same dirty customers that you was rude to came back. They came back to you, and you starting to have a better attitude towards them, or you're nice to them. So yes, if the customer is nice to you, you be nice back. So whether what they are going through, you're supposed to be nice and polite as possible. So now you're nice to the customers, they are more likely to feel to feel valued, appreciated, and understood, which can lead to increased customer satisfaction, loyalty, positive word of mouth recommendation, and ultimately improve business for the company. Essentially, a positive customer experience that encourage them to return and do business with you again. So that energy has to be nice and polite as always. So it says, key benefits of being nice to customers: increase customer loyalty. Customers who feel treated well are more likely to remain loyal to a brand even when faced with competition. Positive word of mouth. Satisfied customers are more likely to tell their friends and family about their positive experience, generated new business. Impaired brand perception. A reputation for excellent customer service enhances the overall image of a company. Higher sales potential. Customers who feel valued are more open to purchasing additional product or service. Reduce customer complaints. Addressing customer concerns with kindness and empathy can prevent issues from escalating. How to be nice to customers. Active listening. Pay full attention to what the customer is saying and demonstrate understanding. Use positive language. Be polite, courteous, and avoid using jargon. Avoid using appropriate language that's gonna affect the customers. Show empathy. Try to understand the customer's perspective and concerns. be be helpful and proactive. Go go the extra mile to assist customers and anticipate their needs. Resolve issue promote promptly. Address customer problems effectively and offer solutions. So sometimes they might have problems with the product, and depending on what they're trying to, or depending on, so it says, what can you say to the customer 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 that's nice. So to be to be a nice customer, you could say things like, happy to help, we appreciate your business, thank you for contacting us, I understand how you feel, let me check on that for you, we value your feedback, or have a great day. Key points to remember: express gratitude, thank you for your patience, or we appreciate your support. Show empathy, I understand how frustrating that might be, or let me see what we can do to help. Offer assurance, I will be happy to assist you with that or as soon as you receive. Be positive and friendly, great questions, or nice to meet you. So these are nice things that you can say to the customers that's gonna make them happy. That's always gonna get the service. So so once you were nice to the customers and the customers were happy, and you know what the customers can tell the managers? So now we can uh, the so this is what the customer could say to the manager if the employee is nice. So it says, if a customer wants to comply a nice employee to the manager, they can say things like, your employee was incredibly helpful and friendly. I really appreciate how employee went above and beyond to assist me. Please let an employer know they provided excellent customer service or had a great experience thanks to positive attitude. Key points to remember when complimenting the employee to the manager. Be specific. Manage the employee's name and specific actions that stood out to you. Focus on positive quality. Highlight their helpfulness, courtesy, knowledge, or positive attitude. Express your appreciations. Let the manager know that actions, the employee's actions made a positive impact on your experience. Other phrases you can use: they really made my day. They were very patient with me. I felt valued as a customer. Thanks to them, they went the extra mile to resolve my issue. I would definitely recommend employees to others. So that's what they would say as a customer to express their appreciations or give their thanks. So now, it says, what can the customer So it says, what can the manager say if the employee was nice to the customer? So now the manager got feedback from the customer explaining that you gave them good customer service. So if an employee, if the employee was particularly nice to the customers, a manager could say things like, "Great job going the extra mile for that customer today. I really appreciate your friendly and helpful attitude with the recent customers. Your positive interaction with the clients really stood out, or really stand out. You're a great example of excellent customer service," or "Thank you for consistently providing such a positive experience for our customers." So that shows that the manager was happy that you showed really, really good customer service. So key points to include when praising employees for good customer service. Specific example: mention a specific instance where the employee went above and beyond to help a customer. Positive adjective: use words like friendly, helpful, attentive, courteous, and enthusiastic. Impact on the company: explain how their actions positively impact the customer experience and potentially contribute to sales. Personalization: tailor your praise to the individual employee and their unique strategy, your unique strength. So now everybody's happy. So now you went from rude to nice. So at least the manager knows that you're doing great. So they might leave a review. So the customers might leave a review based on your customer interactions or how you paid attention to them. So now you did good and you're so happy that you help with customers for the first time. So now they might say positive customer service reviews could include: the customer service representative was incredibly helpful and friendly, going above and beyond to resolve my issue quickly. I was really impressed with how responsive and attentive the team was in addressing my concerns. They were very knowledgeable about the product and helped me choose the right option for my needs. I felt truly valued as a customer and appreciate the personalized service I receive. So it says so so the negative customer service reviews could include things like: The representative was completely unhelpful and showed no empathy for the situation. I was transferred multiple times and had to repeat my issue several times. I waited on hold for over an hour with no resolution. The automated system was confusing and didn't address my issue. The company ignored my feedback and failed to follow up on my complaints. I felt like I was being treated like a nuisance, not a valued customer. So, so that's the negative side of that's the negative side of reviews. The positive was when reviews was good. So now the customer got what they wanted and was satisfied with it. The negative side of reviews was the customer waited so long to get their service and was dissatisfied with it. So the good news is you, as the employee, worked hard to help the customers, got what they needed, and you listened to their concerns and always willing to gain trust. Willing to gain trust. So say happiness to the customers made the day. So I hope you like, subscribe, and comment down below on my YouTube video. Thank you guys for watching. So now the blanket is made. So now this is so long. Yep. So I hope you like, subscribe, and comment down below on my YouTube video. Thank you for watching.